Today we're going to take on some Fortnite, so let's get right into it. I start my adventure like anyone would, riding my little red bike amidst massive gunfire. After some extraordinarily hard thinking, I decide to land in Lazy Lake and hope we can find some even half-decent start there. I rode the Santa Claus themed flying school bus until I neared my drop zone, which was nearly 1,300 meters away from me. It's almost as if I don't want myself to succeed. I was hardly paying attention to my game, and I nearly flew way too low. I somehow landed in this little crevice where there happened to be a chest full of pretty much garbage. I proceeded to smash the floor of someone else's property to bits, hoping to further gain my weapon collection. As I wandered the empty hallways of this abandoned office, I started to wonder if I would ever find what I am looking for. I then seen the shimmering golden glow of a chest. That's where I found my ticket out of this hellhole, a golden shotgun. I hastily rearranged my loadout, knowing that at any moment death may come. I found another chest that yielded slightly better loot than the last. I could not, for the life of me, find this other player, which honestly would have probably been a good thing, considering after playing Ring Around the Rosie for 5 minutes, we met, and he totally popped a cap in my ass. I started again, and aimed for Lazy Lake for my second attempt at freedom. But for some reason, I changed my mind and decided to land in Salty Towers instead. This round started off as about as good as it could. I collected a few chests and suddenly discovered a legendary item. What does this item do, you might ask? Well, it spawns a huge present around you and gives you a legendary item. That wouldn't be half bad if the item it gave you wasn't a snowball gun. I stole some money from a safe and got a nice little double wham bam on these two noobs. I made some friends along the way. I made my way east towards the edge of town at a small gas station. Looted it and went into the back shed to grab some fuel for the truck I was going to take. Little did I know my cat was about to go ballistic on my dog for absolutely no reason and totally interrupted my recording session, causing me to sit in the corner while I literally pulled them apart. Notice how my health and shield are at full. After remaining AFK for some short time, I returned to the sounds of another player. Fearing the worst, I hastily tried to reconnect my Switch Joy-Cons. As I regained consciousness, I hear the sound of a charged shotgun being placed against the back of my neck. I try my hand at my original location on the map again, when suddenly I hear a strange sound and see a giant sphere expel itself from the great heavens above. Could this be it? Could this really be the end of it all? No, it's not. It's a giant disco ball. I suddenly get the strangest urge to break out and dance, for no reason. Confusion that had set in has now undoubtedly phased as I realize it's a New Year's event. I continued on as I chopped down the tree containing a supply drop, and stupidly got myself killed by a man hiding in a bush. Not my brightest moment. I tried Slurpee next. I could tell by the sound of my flying unicorn that this was going to be the round. I landed with my friend, who I unfortunately had to murder due to the fact that he didn't share his Go-Gurt sticks with me last weekend when I asked politely. I was getting some gold weapons, and things were truly looking up for me. Frosty was looking a bit suspicious though, and I couldn't have that. Justice was served. My luck streak continued as I searched on. I goddamn nearly had a heart attack during this encounter, but I pulled through. I'm not sure what happened here, but something exploded and lit the entire house ablaze. I didn't know it then, but at this moment I was nearing the final few players of this round. I healed up as I cowered in a bush, waiting for my next victim to arrive. I don't know how I didn't see this guy here sooner, but I proceeded to direct a bullet straight through his frontal lobe. Finally, the last player wanders aimlessly into my scopes. I take the shot, and he is simply stunned. He cannot comprehend what had just occurred. I whip out my assault rifle and finish him off from the protection of my bush, while also failing to understand myself how to use the emotes. That, ladies and gentlemen, is probably the worst Fortnite gameplay you have ever seen. I apologize.